Welcome back to my garden adventures. Not much going on. Like I said, I put these sunflowers in. It's very late. If you look at the garden here, as you see how tall some of the others are. We've got those over there. I don't know if they're going to grow or not, but I was reading in my garden book that you can start some things in July to be able to finish by like late September, early October. So maybe that's what'll happen there. I'm definitely going to pull these string beans out as soon as I grab the last couple of beans off of there. My cucumber is doing very, 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 very well. All of them. Plenty of blooms, lots of pollinators. My peppers didn't produce much. They're growing, but I think I was supposed to trim them off. This purple one makes peppers, but that's it. I've only gotten a few off of that. The tomatillos continue to be the star, and everything else is the same. I cut back the flowers. That's how I put these sunflowers in here, is because I just cut way back and pulled out a lot of the French marigolds because they were splitting. My strawberries don't look well, so I'm going to get some water on those before I leave. Basil in the back is doing phenomenally well. You can see that the tomatillos are making a lot more fruits, so that might end up being a pretty good harvest. So I've got the squash here. Something's obviously eating this leaf here. I'm just going to cut the leaf off, see how we do. We've got some blooms on that other plant that I thought I ruined. My pole beans are good. I checked and I snipped the vines right at the top of the poles, so maybe they'll start making more beans. I think it's also time to pull the Swiss chard. And my tomatoes, I gotta say, aren't doing much of anything. So I don't know if it's their position back there behind all of these tomatillos and those big zinnias. The story of the tomato, don't get too grossed out, is this. So I pulled my first ripe tomato, which was not much bigger than this one. And it was red, and I was excited, and I got home, and there was a hole in it like that. So I tossed it right in the trash. This one, the focus isn't adjusting. There we go. You can see there's a worm in there. And he's going all the way back and eating this whole tomato. He had a friend in this blackness of hole right next to him, but it looked like that one died. I don't know why, but this is what's happening to my tomato. Look how small it is too. It's very, very small tomato. None of the others have any of these on here, but what I will say is that my tomatoes, I feel like, are a disappointment. These San Marzano tomatoes are doing great. Same back there, over there. You can see those over here. There's a whole bunch of tomatoes on the plant. They're starting to turn red. There's nothing on them eating them. And then, so this is the view from the back. And so these are all my tomato plants. So I did fertilize them with a fertilizer to make more fruit and less foliage. Nitrogen makes the foliage, I think. So I think it's phosphorus that makes the fruit. So they were fed, fertilized appropriately. So next year, what I may do is get a soil test. So this is my plot from the back. Brand new view. But look at those San Marzanos. They're nice and big. So I didn't plant a lot of tomatoes because I don't eat a lot of tomatoes, but I think I'm gonna have a lot of sauce, which is actually what I eat more than sliced tomatoes, so maybe that's a win. But you know, it's obviously winding down. There's less activity. I haven't been up here in a few days, and there's not much going on. There's fewer weeds to pull. So that's it. Happy gardening.